beginning of the film, you have a character who says, I remember my mother when she was dying, she was all shrunk up and gray. I was embarrassed to touch the death that I'd seen in her. Many times in our lives, we're all afraid of death. Most of us don't want to talk about it or be near it. But we're all going to end up there someday. And what happened to him was that in living with the people, he saw beauty, something, peace, and love. He had received grace in his heart, and that grace equates with God. The grace that filled him and made him. He saw something greater in heaven than he did on this earth. That there's another life out there, that you can start living heaven now, even in hell and war, that heaven can exist now. And that was a gift that was given to him, and that grace keeps growing in him because he keeps finding ways to save men. He's always trying to replace. He wished he'd saved his mother, but wasn't afraid to touch the death he's seen in her, but now maybe he can make that up. That's why he's always trying to save people. He's trying to find ways to love them when others don't. Loving people. It's easy to love people when they love you, but what if they hate you? Love your enemies. There were moments in that film where I felt absolutely filled with the Holy Spirit, tremendously. I remember Terry said to look over here, the people, the men that are dying. I kept looking around and I began to weep. And it was right before the veranda scene. And it was a miracle after a miracle.
We needed to focus on Whit's character, on Jim Caviezel. He seemed to be the one. He's the one that's going to get killed. So we had to really focus on him.
Hey, Whit. Who are you making trouble for today?
The day before that, Terry said to me, "What do you think of Sean Penn?" I said, "He's like a rock." I said that. I said, one day you can go up and talk to him. Next day it's like he didn't know who you are. That's Sean Penn. And so when we were shooting that scene, he says, Terry says, "Tell him that. Tell him what you told me."
I think some of it was just there, you know, between Jim and I. We were very different people, and I think that, you know, he could speak to this in some ways better than I could because he's got he's a person of particular faith. And I think that we were not wildly far off of, you know, who each character was anyway. So a lot of it was just there.
Many days, Sean and I would go out and run and work out together, and I kind of talked to him a lot about where I came from, my faith. And he asked me one day, he goes, "What makes you tick?" We were at lunch, and I said, "Do you really want to know?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Jesus Christ." And he goes, "Sean," he goes, "Well, I don't not believe in him." I mean, like that. And I said, I didn't. I said, "You asked me what makes me tick." And I said, "So I'm telling you, you asked me. I wouldn't put that on you." And so when I came on, he says, "You still see all the big old light?" See the big light? And I think I see one time in there or something. I say, I still see a spark in you. I know he's in you. I know there's something going on.